You've pitched the program of Tito's on Tap to your accounts. You talked about the 3 C's: cost, control, and consistency. Now your account's on board. So I'm gonna show you step by step on how to set up the tap so you feel confident setting it up yourself. I'm the most spastic person I know, so if I can do it, you definitely can. Here's my little handy dandy Tito's tool bag, and it has all of the parts necessary to actually set the tap up. So you need shears to actually cut the hoses that are connected to the Sankey keg to our 5-gallon 6-still soda keg, a screwdriver, the gas valve, the liquid valve, the 2 clamps to attach to the hose, and then, well, for troubleshooting, some plumber's tape in case there's any leaks. Hi, so unless you are setting up a kegerator, which would be behind the bar, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be in cold boxes changing the beer line. So get ready to get a little chilly. These are the hoses that are connected to a Sankey keg. These Sankey kegs are the beer kegs that we're replacing. So your first step is you wanna make sure that the CO2 is off. When it's on, it's down. When it's off, it's up. So that's step number 1. Make sure that the CO2 is off. Step number 2 is we're gonna cut the actual line. So don't get scared. They're just plastic hoses. You're not gonna screw it up. Now you wanna have either a pitcher or some sort of bucket, because 9 times out of 10 there's still liquid in the line and you don't want beer exploding in your face. That's not fun for anybody, speaking from experience. There we go. See a little brewski? Okay, now we're gonna drain the line. This is our liquid line. The red is our gas line. So while that's draining, we're gonna cut the gas line. Now we wanna make sure it's as straight as possible so the clamps go on and it goes into the valve nice and smoothly. Okay, so while we're doing that, the biggest pain is actually opening and closing these soda kegs. So this is how you do it. Make sure that there's no pressure. Pop open the top and voila. Slide it around to the side and you've got it out. Now sometimes you have to finagle it a little bit, but when you're putting it in, put it in on the side like this. You swirl it around, make sure that the O-ring lines up, and you pop it. That's it. Make sure that this ring stays down. I put in a bucket of hot water into the keg already, so when I clamp on the valves, hot water is gonna filter through the hoses to make sure that it's nice and clean and that there's no leak. So first things first is I'm going to put my clamp onto the hose and put the valve into the hose like this. Now this hose is big, so I'm gonna make sure I tighten it up really good, and then I'm gonna put some plumber's tape around it, which I got at Home Depot, to make sure that there's no leaks. Now, just to make sure that there's no leaks, I'm putting some plumber's tape around it, because it's a little big. We don't want any issues. Now, the gas line, take the clamp, put it on the hose, just put the gas line right in there, like so, and then you're gonna tighten the clamp. All right, nice and tight. So, G for gas, gas goes in. The CO2 that pushes the beer out is gonna push our cocktail out. So on the keg, it says in and out. G for gas, gas goes in. Just clamp it on, you hear the little clampy. Black for booze, liquid goes out. We're gonna turn the CO2 back on. And I think we got liftoff. So we're gonna go to the front and make sure that it's coming out smoothly. But see, there it goes. Okay, so we put the hot water in our keg. We connected the valves. Now we're gonna just pull this beautiful tap handle here to make sure that it's running smoothly. You need 10 pounds of pressure on the regulator to get the Tito's out at the right speed, but I mean, any speed is okay as long as it comes out. So there we go. There is the water coming out of the tap. After this, we'll batch the cocktail and then we're good to go. So these are brand new, beautiful 5-gallon 6-still soda kegs. So we put water in it before to make sure the line was running smoothly. So when you're batching the cocktail, make sure that you pull this little pop. Okay, and then we're gonna pop the top. All right, and we're good. To batch the cocktail, you pour the Tito's and the mixture directly into it. And we're gonna kind of layer it. I like to pour the Tito's a mix. Tito's mix, kind of shake it up. And then when we close the keg, we're gonna give it another little shake to make sure that it's perfectly mixed. All right, so our keg is bashed. We got the Tito's and the ginger beer in here. We're gonna snap it onto the valves, and then we got Tito's on tap. Good to go. Keg is here. Got our gas line. G for gas. Gas goes in. Snap it on just like that. Black, B for booze, black goes out. Snappy, snappy. Turn the CO2 on. And we are good to go. Now we want 20 pounds of pressure. See the regulator here? It's going up. We want it to hit 20. That's when it's gonna pour out perfectly, the right speed, and we're good to go. So we batched our cocktail. We connected the hoses to the keg. And now, we got Tito's on tap. Cheers. So here's our beautiful tap handle ready to go. We are finally set up with Tito's on tap. Just a reminder, it's a 1-to-4 ratio for that 5-gallon keg. So you do 4-liter bottles of Tito's, or you could do 2 half-gallons, roughly about a full gallon of booze to 4 gallons of your mixture. The account could choose any mix that they'd like. If they want to do a mule on tap, lemonade, you could change it up seasonally, weekly, and just make sure that the account is maintaining the cleanliness of the line. Just like the beer companies come to clean the beer lines, the account's responsible for maintaining a nice, clean booze line so we don't jeopardize the integrity of our Tito's cocktails. Thank you so much for watching. You know, you can call me with any questions, and Tito's on tap.